Here, my name is Muhammad Farooq. If you are watching this video, then probably you are going to write a research proposal. Writing a research proposal is probably one of the difficult tasks for a PhD student, for an early career researcher. By this effort, I hope will help you in writing a good research proposal. So enjoy the course. Hello dear, I welcome you in the research proposal writing this video. I would like to start this video with the outline, the things we talk in this course. First thing you need to know, whenever you will write a research proposal, or if you are going to advise someone on writing a research proposal, remember the word tie polymer. As you can see from the screen, from the T of tie polymer, we mean the title. I mean introduction, P is the problem statement, O objectives, LI is the literature review, methodology, M is methodology, E is the estimated timeline, and R is the references. Do not worry if you do not know these titles, you do not know what you should write in every heading. I am going to explain in this presentation everything you need to write in the title, in the introduction, problem statement, objectives, literature review, methodology, estimated timeline, and references. I will also advise you that what you should write inside the title. For a good title, what you should have, what you should write. So let us start. The first thing is title. This is something which I believe, this is something which is my own made. I have observed this thing in many research papers in world leading journals. I have studied many theses and many research proposals, and through these research proposals I came to know about the important things in a title. Remember, title is the most important thing in your research proposal. If your research proposal title looks great, if it explains the concept, if it explains the region on which you are going to conduct the study, if it is explaining the industry, if it is explaining the method, then you are done with the 90% of your proposal. Your title must have, the first thing is the concept, the main concept. If you have attended the first part of this course, then by now you must know that what is the concept, because I have explained the concept. If you have not watched the previous video, then you can watch the previous video from the description below. I have given the previous video where I have explained what is the concept. The concept means the main idea of your research. For example, you are studying the finance, in finance you are studying the fintech. If you are studying the marketing, in marketing you are studying the customer experience. If you are an HRM researcher and you are studying the employee reward system, then your main concept will be the employee reward system. The first thing your title must represent is the concept. The second thing your research proposal title must represent is the region. By region I mean the country, your country, or maybe you are covering some city, or you are maybe conducting the study in the capital of your country. So by region I mean the area or country or city. And then you have to mention the industry, that in which industry you are gonna collect the data, you are gonna use which industry as a metaphor. What do I mean by metaphor? This is something which we use to explain a theory, which we use either to make a theory or validate a theory. Industry mean that, for example, you want to study the future of fintech, you want to study the future of transformative marketing, so then you will use an industry as a case study or as a source, as a data collection area to validate or confirm your theory. So I will explain it in detail in the research methodology course, and then there you can find it. But over here in the title you have to just mention that which area you are going to study. And the fourth thing is method. Some people say do not mention it, but I believe in mentioning it at the research proposal stage, because if you mention these four things, that it means that your research proposal is very clear, you are at least clear on all the basic things. So I have made a title just as an example. In the previous video I said I will study the transformative marketing, and I made the title of transformative marketing in telecom sector of Malaysia, a mixed method study. You can see from the title, transformative marketing is my concept, telecom sector is my industry, Malaysia is my region, my location, and mixed method approach is my method. Your method can be, for example, fintech in banking industry of your country. It may be India, it may be some other country like Sri Lanka, and then you can use quantitative mixed method or qualitative approach. It's up to you. So if you want to know the methodologies, you are not that much sure about the methodologies, then you can although I will explain a bit these methodologies in the research design section of the proposal, but at the proposal writing state you are not expected to know these things in detail. You just need to know that quantitative research deals with the numbers, qualitative research deals with the interviews, and the mixed method research deals with the both interviews and the quantitative data, it means surveys. So after the title, the first thing is the introduction of your proposal. What you should include in the introduction. The introduction actually tells the purpose of the study. It is the initial pitch, you know, it tells the research context, it tells create the interest of the readers. For example, I will give you the example. If I am studying the transformative marketing, I will say that the current digitalization has transformed the way of marketing. If you are this time 25 years old or maybe 30 years old, then I am sure you have observed what was going on in early 2000 or maybe in 1995 to 2000. There used to be billboard, the mass media advertising was the main stuff, but now people are focusing on the social media on other side. So the marketing has transformed. So the transformative marketing expect different things from the companies. So now companies are expected to use the data to provide their customers the better services. So something I will write from the start as I push as an initial pitch in my transformative marketing proposal. Your proposal might be on the fintech, your proposal might be on the HRM context. Then you can see the things, the gap you have identified in the first course. In the first part of this course, I have explained that how you can read the articles. You can see how in the articles you can found the future areas, and then you can make your initial pitch. So it's not compulsory that your initial pitch should come from a research article. It can also come from a book. It can also come from an industry report. So the point is you have to mention the purpose of the study in the introduction. Then the other thing is that you should convey your passion. The passion you can convey your passion through giving the background. If you are mentioning background of fintech, if you are mentioning the background of marketing, this shows the committee, the reviewer of your proposal, that yes, you know this industry, because objective of the proposal is also to convince the committee that you know this topic, you are interested in this topic, and you have the passion in this topic. So one thing more, I recommend most of the people that answer the following questions. So if you answer these 4 questions, the chances are your introduction is covered. First thing is that who has an interest in the domain of an inquiry. For example, if I am talking about the transformative marketing, then I know this transformative marketing is given by Dr. Kumar. I explained the article in my previous section. The second thing I said that the transformative marketing is also endorsed by Mayor. The transformative marketing is also endorsed by Vardarajan. The transformative marketing is also endorsed by me, because I have written 6 articles in leading journals on the transformative marketing. My whole work is on transformative marketing. So you, I recommend you to build an area of inquiry. In some areas you can become expert, and then the first thing is that you have to know the people, that who are the main people in this industry, and you have to refer their latest articles. The second thing is, what do we already know about the topic. Obviously, if you know that who is working on this topic, then you know what he has given in his latest research work. And then you can say what has not been answered, or if it is answered, it is not answered adequately, or it is not in practice. This is something which you can find in the latest work of the person you know, in the latest articles. Okay. And the fourth one will be, how will this research add to the knowledge, practice, and the policy in this area. This is something which your introduction should have. Whenever you write something in the introduction section, make sure your introduction is answering these aspects. And also I would say use the keywords of your area. For example, transformative marketing is happening because of the 5 forces. The reason I am giving you examples is because you can also see that for example, you are studying the fintech, for example, you are studying the banking industry, disruption in the banking industry, then you must know the keywords in that area. For example, if you come to the marketing keywords, then maybe every one of us is aware about the marketing piece, about the marketing mix. We are aware about the segmentation, pricing, in marketing, the social media marketing, the marketing, the ATL or BTL type of marketing, you must know the keywords, but you cannot mention all the keywords, you have to mention the keywords of your area. So, this is something which introduction must have. Whenever you are writing the introduction, you can mention the purpose, you can mention the initial pitch, you can mention, you can create the interest of the reader by giving the interesting statistics, you can tell who has worked on it and what they have worked, what is missing in their research and what is in the practice, and why this area, who will benefit from this study, and then you have to also mention the keywords. Okay. The next part is the literature review in a proposal. So, what the literature review should have? The first thing, literature review, you should understand that what is the objective of the literature review. As I said, the objective of the introduction is to grab the attention of the committee, is to create the interest of the reader, and is to tell that you are interested in this topic, you should show your passion, and then you should show who has worked on it and what work has been done. And the literature review is actually about the scientific evidences. It is all about the arguments which you will make for your scientific study. So, for the literature review, I most of the time say you have to answer the 5 C's, 5 C's. As you can see my cursor, that you have to answer the 5 C's. C1 is that you should mention the problem statement. You should mention that the area in which I am studying, I have the references, it has been mentioned in the articles, and the article saying this is the problem. You can also report an industry problem. You can also report the problem from the statistics of the main organization in your industry. As we said that you will mention an industry in your research proposal. For instance, you are focusing on the marketing, then you can mention the marketing association reports. If you are focusing on the telecom sector, you can report the GSMA reports. If you are focusing on the banking sector, you can mention the World Bank organization's report as a proof of the problem statement. If you are focusing on the social sciences, you can use the UNICEF or UN reports. If you are focusing on the corruption side, then you can refer the Amnesty International reports, and these are different organizations, the organizations which are accepted in every field. You can cite their things. So, in the citation, make sure that you are citing the references which has your problem. So, you can find the problem in the research work of the people you studied. In the introduction section, you came to know about the main people. They also tell that these are the problems in this industry going on, and also you can go to the main industry stakeholders. For instance, if you are studying the financial industry, then you can easily go to the state bank or federal bank of your country and see their stance on it. The second C of the literature review is compare the arguments, theories and methodologies. Obviously, you have to read the research papers, and through reading the research papers you will compare the arguments, methodologies in that area. And the third thing is you can find this, the theories, findings, and you have to also in the third part you have to show the contrast, that there is a controversy, there is a debate. The problem is going on that you are studying a problem statement and you have to prove that this problem exists. So, in literature review you have to give the scientific evidences. You will say that there is a contrast, there is a controversy, there is a debate, there is a disagreement. Now, for transformative marketing, I will give you an example. I will give you the example in such a way that it will show the problem. First thing is that marketing these days is not just dependent on a company. Marketing has many stakeholders. For instance, you want to market something, you have to take care of the PAMRA, I mean the government agency which allows the ads, which sees the content of the ad. So, whatever you are marketing, you have to make sure that it is ethical, it is legal. Second part is that you have to take care about, you have to take care of the government. Might be you are saying something for which you are not allowed, you are introducing a new product, you have to see the legal aspect. And secondly, because of the legal, because of the globalization, now companies are everywhere. If I am thinking about the transformative marketing in the telecom sector, so I know in every country there are telecom companies from different countries. Let us say we take the example of Malaysia. In Malaysia, the DG company is owned by the people of Norway. Let us take the example of Saudi. If you are listening from the Saudi, then in Saudi you can say that the Mendeley is although owned by Saudi himself, but the other part, the Etisalat, is owned by UAE or UAE, not the Saudi Arabia. So they have to, that's another country brand, and it has to take care of all the marketing regulations of Saudi. If we talk about Pakistan, my country, there are 4 telecom companies like Jazz, which is owned by the Wimple.com, Telenor is owned by Telenor Group, and then there is the third group, which is Zong, which is owned by China Mobile, and then the fourth group is Ufone, which is owned by Etisalat. So Etisalat cannot implement its group strategy, group marketing in Pakistan. It has to take care of the government regulations. So now in the transformative marketing, the new thing is the government regulations. So government regulation is impacting the companies. The other part is the environmental forces are impacting the companies. These days companies are expected to have the sustainable products. So if you are creating product which is creating the problem for the environment, this is another problem. So I can say the contrast, the debate, the controversy you can create, and then you can say, oh, now we need a new form of marketing, new shape of marketing. Okay. The other thing is critique on literature review, persuasive, invalid. Then what you can say, then you can see all the data and you can say what people said about these arguments, about these controversies, and then you can do the criticism on their work. And finally you have to prove that your problem statement, that my problem statement must be investigated because of these facts. So this is all we discussed in the literature review. I am sure after listening this, you right now you know the understand the literature review in a better way. You understand the introduction in a better way. I don't want to make this video lengthy, but if you have any question on the literature review or in the introduction, you can ask me from the comments in my YouTube video. Okay. The third thing, now you know that what is your title, what is your area, what your industry. Now you know that what are the prominent people in your field, what they are saying, what is the problem. Now you know that what are the theories, what are the controversies in the theories. Now you know what is the debate and how it is linked with your problem statement. Now you have to explain clearly your purpose, your objectives. You can say my main objective is to validate the previous concept. You can mention the concept, for example, in marketing, service quality or customer experience if you are dealing with the in the marketing field. If you are in the fintech, then you can say that my main concept is to see the future acceptance of the fintech in my country. Okay. So now you are telling your main objective, and then you can tell your primary objective, and then you can tell the secondary objective. So the first primary objective gives the holistic overview of your solution to the problem, and the other objective might be surrounded by that main objective. So you can tell the secondary objective of your study. I will also link in the description some articles which have the problem statement. My one research paper is completely based on the problem statement of my PhD thesis that is published by International Journal of Flexible Systems Management. So I recommend you that you have to publish a research paper on every place. I will guide how you can do it in my research later on in the research course, but your objective should be derived from the literature review and from the problem statement. Okay, coming towards the methodology. Now methodology, I will keep it very simple. I suppose you are in the proposal writing stage. The first thing you must understand is the population and sample. Let us say you talk about you selected the telecom companies. Now your population can be either employees of the telecom companies, your population can be the users of the telecom companies, your population can be the experts of the telecom companies. Okay. So you have to select your sample. Now it depends on your title. For instance, you want to say that how marketing is transforming in the how the marketing is transforming, you know, for the telecom sector. So probably if you want to see the expectations of the customers or maybe the perception of the customers, then your sample and population should be the users. But if you want to know the expert point of view, you want to conduct the interviews, then your panel should be the experts. So it depends on objective of your study, what you have. By population we mean how many people are there, and then by sample we mean how many you will select. So I will not explain it in detail, but in sampling we have two types. One is the probability and other one is the non-probability sampling. Probability mean that you will give the chance to everyone to be part of the sample, and non-probability mean that everyone will not have the chance. So you can give the chance in only one case, and in that case if you have list of the people. Otherwise you cannot give the chance to everyone. So you can go to the non-probability sampling, which has the convenience sampling, snowball sampling, different sampling techniques. In the first phase you can tell about the population, that this is the population, and I will do the sampling through the, if you are going to the sampling technique for the quantitative data analysis, then there is Krejcik and Morgan table. I will give the link of the Krejcik and Morgan table in the description of this course. If you are going for the qualitative research, you can use the ground root theory. You can use you can say that I will use this theory, ground root theory. I will do 5 or 10 interviews, and then if I am getting the same response on the next interview, for example you did the 10 interviews and on 11th interview if you are getting the same response, it means that now you should stop interviewing the people. So this is the qualitative way of the collecting a sample. And then you can also do the focus groups if you are doing the qualitative study. The other thing is, in the qualitative study, is the data collection. So how you will do the data collection? You will use a survey or you will use an interview. This is something which I already explained. If you are going to do a quantitative study, then you can do a survey, and if you want to do the qualitative study, then you can do the interview or focus group. Now on what stage you should do the quantitative study, on what stage you should do the qualitative study. If your research area is well developed, then you should go for the quantitative study. There are already theoretical frameworks, there are already theories, then go to the validation or confirmation of those theories. If your research area is new, then you can go for the qualitative study, because there are no theories already available, there are less theories, the theories are not that much developed, then you can go for the interviews, and through the interviews you will make a theory. And the other thing is the rigorousness of the soundness of the research. You are supposed to tell that how you will check the consistency and applicability of the results. So this is called the rigorousness in the research. So you will be like, if you are doing a quantitative study, you can say I will use the instrument and I will do the go to an expert and ask him to see that questionnaire. By instrument I mean a scale, a questionnaire, and then you will see you will also conduct a pilot study to check the applicability of that study. And then the data analysis and expected part, you can say that I will do the analysis. You can also mention the softwares, that SPSS, or Atlas TI, or Smart PLS, or whatever softwares. On my YouTube channel you can find the coursewares. And our last thing is the ethical considerations. You have to consider the ethical consideration while writing the course. By ethical consideration you mean that you will not use the data for your private purpose. If in your university you need to get that permission of some authority, you can also mention that. If you are studying a sensitive area which involves experimentation on animals or humans, so then you can also get the approval of the required authorities in the ethical considerations part. But it is all also dependent on the university, so you can get the advice from your thesis from your proposal supervisor, or if proposal supervisor is not available, then you can ask that university that what are the requirements of ethical consideration, if there are any requirements. Most universities do not ask for the ethical requirements. You just need to mention that I will not use the collected data for my own objective. I will care about the privacy of the users. Okay. Now the last part is the references or the citations. Whatever you will write in the research, you have to give the references. So now from where you will collect the citations and what reference manager you will use. There is a complete course of me on the Mendeley, getting started with Mendeley. You can find it on my YouTube channel, and I will put a complete link of the Mendeley course. You can learn how you can use the Mendeley to manage your articles and to give the references. I recommend you to use the Mendeley. You will love this software. It will manage all your articles and it will save you a lot of time. And then if you have writing problems, on my YouTube channel you will find the courses on identifying and overcoming the writing problems and how to avoid the plagiarism things. You can also get help on this aspect. So thank you so much. This was all on the proposal writing. I will just summarize this course, that this is the first course on the ultimate research guide series. First course will talk about the topic selection and research proposal. We have discussed on the topic selection that you have to do something which you love. You have to do something which you want to opt as a career, as you can see from the screen. And I also practically done that how you can select the articles from your area and how you can find the better articles. I have also In this course I have also explained that how you can access the different journals, and I also explained that how you should read the different articles, like how you should read the abstract and what you should extract from the conclusion and future area of research. I gave a practical demo from my computer that how you can do it. In the second part today we discussed about the proposal title, proposal introduction thing which you should know, what should you know in the title, and detail of the things in the introduction you are supposed to write. I have also explained the literature review, the things in detail you are supposed to write in the literature review. I have explained how you can get the data of the objectives. Then I explained the methodology part, that what are the key things in the methodology you need to know. And if you are facing the referencing issue, for referencing you can find my course of getting started with Mendeley, and if you have writing problems then you can also see the courses on my YouTube channel. So, please share this channel videos with others. I hope you enjoyed this course. Please explore the other courses, and if you want to know about something, you want to know about something which is not available on this channel, you can message me and we will make a course on your required topic. Thank you so much.